Greetings from God knows where you're listening to your number one electronic music station in God knows where. This is Lázougi Live, and you're listening to Blend episode 4. Yeah, we are here for the concluding part of episode 4, just like I said, that we'll be having later on today. How are you doing this wonderful day? How have you been? Been enjoying your day? I hope you had a wonderful day. I hope you've been having a wonderful weekend so far. I hope that in the 24 hours that we have, that we last spoke to each other, that you have been doing great. Okay, as we get into the second part of this broadcast, I want us to relax as always because here on Blend we are going to be talking as always, and we are going to be looking at the topic of conversation. And in case you have forgotten, the topic is the perfect vulnerability. That's right, we are talking about vulnerability some couple of hours ago, and we had different ideas about what vulnerability is, and like I said, I invited you, and I still do invite you to share your opinions, your various ideas about what you think vulnerability is, and what you think vulnerability can mean to a person, and what does it mean to be vulnerable. Okay, can vulnerability be beneficial to a person? These and many questions are what we looked into in the previous, in the first half of this broadcast, and in the second half we're here to look at the two individuals that I said we were going to be looking at, in order for us to look at their lives and study their moments of vulnerability and how they were able to utilize these moments as stepping stones in their career to further their career, and also to connect with their audience and to forge deeper bonds with their audience. So again, like I said, there are various ideas about vulnerability, and each and every one of us has our different opinions about what vulnerability means to you. And to be part of this conversation, all you simply have to do, like I always say, is making excuse me, all you have to do is make use of the live chat box right here on your YouTube application. And if you're listening to this broadcast via our archive, you can also share your opinions, your thoughts, all of your suggestions, or your ideas right there in the comment section. Okay, so let's get into it. My name is Lázougi, and I welcome you to this concluding episode of Blend. So, in the first half of this broadcast, we made mention of vulnerability as as one of the meanings that we put on the table, or one of the meanings of vulnerability that was suggested in the previous episode, was it means opening up and being comfortable about those flaws, those imperfections in your life, with yourself and with other people, and being willing to talk about these flaws, about these imperfections, in a way to connect with the other person or with the audience that you're interacting with. And by doing this, you're able to give one another things to relate with, because these imperfections are part of what make us human. These imperfections are things that we share in our everyday life, that we can look at that we can look at to really relate with one another. Okay, so this was one of the meanings of vulnerability that we put on the table, and I'm still waiting for your own idea about what vulnerability is. So we're going to look at these two individuals, like I said, one of which, as I mentioned, is an embodiment of perfection. That is an embodiment of the perfect image. She is the kind of person who to always wants to do her things in a very thoughtful way. Okay, so she is the kind of person that pays a lot of attention to the details of everything that she does and everything that she puts out there. Everything is done in such a way to present a perfect image, to portray a perfect image to the audience, whether she's on stage, whether she's posting photos on social media, or whatever it is that this lady is doing. She always wants to make it perfect, to make sure that she communicates with the audience on that level. Okay, that is, she is the embodiment of the perfect image, and I'm talking about Beyonce. And over time, we came to accept this as the norm. Okay, that this lady, this person is who she is, and everything around her, everything surrounding her is just flawless. I mean, this is a person who went as far as as making a song called Flawless. Okay, so this is who she is, and everything about this lady is perfect. Everything about Beyonce is perfect. At least that was the notion, that was the impression that a lot of people had about her, until something happened in the world that shattered this illusion, that gave us another impression, or that made people take a closer look at her life to say, wait, okay, maybe things aren't so perfect after all. Maybe things aren't so rosy like she tries to make it to be. Okay, maybe there's some, there's some, yeah, there's some of that happening in her life. Okay, some. And what exactly was this event that happened? And it was, like I said, the elevator fight that happened between Solange and Jay Z in the elevator on the 12th of May 2014. Okay, okay, let me get this article open. I'm reading this article from from Nikki Swift, and as always, the link to the article will be right there in the description for you to take a closer look at this article, so that you can also get all the juicy details that have been put down on this article. So the headline, or should I, yeah, the headline: we finally understand Solange and Jay-Z's elevator fight. So I think, when was this written? Not really sure, but it was written by Mariel Loveland. So I've already highlighted some, because it's a very lengthy article. I'm not going to go into all of the details, but I've already highlighted some key areas that will give us a clue about what exactly happened. Or, the thing is, we don't really know what happened per se, but there's some, according to the article, there's some indications that can give us an idea of what actually happened. So on May 12, 2014, Jay-Z and Solange were involved in an elevator fight, which initially nobody really knew what caused this fight between the both of them. According to TMZ, the elevator incident occurred following a Met Gala after party at the Standard Hotel. In the footage, you can clearly see Solange lunge at haha, nailed that. In the footage, you can clearly see Solange lunge at her. That's so sweet. Oh my god. You can clearly see Solange. I'm not going to do it again, okay? Lunge at her brother-in-law and start kicking and swinging with such fervor that we actually hear, or maybe we just think we hear, her scream despite the video having absolutely no audio. A person who appears to be a bodyguard tries to hold her back, but the star manages to get Jay at least 3 times. We all know what went down that day. It's not it's not news anymore. So, but I'm just gonna be giving summaries first to the whole idea, and why I'm reading this article is for us to see how she capitalized on that moment. Because like I said in the first half of this broadcast, a lot of people, or perhaps an artist or a creative, you know a, mm, a creative artist who really doesn't have that much control over his or her career, would not have been able to capitalize in the way she did, because such a person would be managed by a PR firm, some management, who would immediately swing into action in order to reduce the effects of the damage. So that would be the first thing to do, like to just reduce the effects of the damage on the brand image so that it doesn't cause controversy. So that would be the first thing for such a person who doesn't really have much control over what his or over his or her career. So definitely that would have been the first thing to do. Issue a statement, try to clear up the air and make everything seem okay, and restore the the perfect perception of this brand. See, that's the 11 o'clock flight again, but it's early this time. It's 10:41. It's early this time. Let's see what time it comes tomorrow. Okay. So that would have been the first thing to do. But what Beyonce did was quite different from what we all expected her to do. And she was able to capitalize on the situation by by going on to release the now critically acclaimed album Lemonade. But let me get some more information about what actually caused or what ignited the argument. People speculated that Jay-Z ignited the argument when he said something inappropriate to Noel's sisters. This allegedly annoyed Solange enough that she blew up in the elevator. She blew up. Wow. The rapper all but confirmed his theory. The rapper all but confirmed this theory with his 2017 album 444. In the song Kill Jay-Z, he raps, you egg Solange on knowing all along all you had to say you was wrong. So basically what the both of them did was capitalize on that moment of vulnerability by being more willing to talk about it in their forthcoming or in the subsequent albums. Number one, Lemonade, and number two, Jay-Z's album, 2017 album 444. So coincidentally, I was searching for. I wanted to know the exact date that Lemonade was released, and so I went on to Google. Let me put this up on my screen. So it was released on April 23rd, 2016. No, almost 2 years, or exactly 2 years after the incident. And surprise, surprise. Okay. So there are some reviews here, and the first one, just listen to this. The first one, the audience reviews, the first one, that's the very first one, says Lemonade embodies vulnerability, courage, empowerment, victory, among many other things. This this essence of this masterpiece, in my opinion, is humility, the braveness that it takes to be in a space of rebuilding with the world watching is honorable. But the key word there, it goes on to say a lot of things about the album, but the the what drew my attention was the first line. Okay, Lemonade embodies vulnerability. She was able to capitalize on this vulnerable moment of hers by releasing this album and being willing to talk about it rather than try to limit the damage or try to suppress the damage that it would have caused on her, on her perfect image. And another thing is the event actually made her more relatable, most especially with women who are also undergoing that kind of event in their life. People who also, that is, women who also have experienced this kind of event in their life where they have suspicions of their partner having affairs or cheating on them. Okay, so it made her more relatable, and it made her more, it gave others something to relate with, that okay, she's experiencing what I'm experiencing. And a lot of women actually stood up for her, to fight for her, and to, you know to support her during this event, or during this process. So in her Lemonade album, Beyonce referenced cheating throughout her 2016 Lemonade album, and Jay-Z hinted about the same thing in 444 when he raps, "You almost went Eric Bennett. Let the baddest girl in the world get away. I don't even know what else to say." So both of them actually used this, and you know, Hove Hove released 444 in June 2017. So they decided to use this event as a reference point in their subsequent albums, and really talk extensively about it, and it led to many people, you know purchasing these albums so that they can get a better understanding of what actually went down in that elevator. So they were able to really, as smart business people as they are, capitalize on this on this on this event. So that is that is the thing about being vulnerable and being open and being willing to talk, and to talk about the issues, the problems you have in your life with people. It makes people relate and say, okay, yeah, I've been there before, I've experienced it. I'm not the only one, you're not the only one. People can cry on their shoulders, and that sort of thing. It just brings people together when you're able to do that. And as opposed to trying to always seem perfect, trying to always seem like nothing is happening, whereas deep down you're not okay, but you're trying to put out that image that you're fine, but people can tell that you're not doing well, you're not fine, but you just put that guard up, and you don't want to express that side of you, thinking that if you do such, it's going to maybe seem like weakness, or seem as if you don't have your emotions in check, or you're not able to control some certain areas of your life. No, everybody goes through all of these things once in a while, and it is when you talk about it with other people that you get to understand that okay, you're not the only one, you're not alone in that space, and there are There are people who are experiencing the same thing that you're experiencing, who you can bond with, who you can share, this experiences with, and you can help one another to overcome and to heal. And speaking about healing, I'm coming. Okay. So speaking about healing, Jay-Z said I'm still reading the article now. Jay-Z said he and Beyonce used Lemonade and 444 as a means to help them heal from infidelity and save their marriage from divorce. So it was a healing process for them, and it was a healing process that they were willing to share with everyone else. That's very, very important. Okay, they put themselves out there. So they put themselves out there, and in an interview with New York Times T magazine, Jay admitted they didn't converse about the soul-bearing lyrics they were writing into their music. That's powerful when you consider that that's powerful when you consider that Beyonce's Lemonade had some scathing lines. For example, so what are you going to say at my funeral now that you've killed me? Ashes to ashes, dust to side chicks. The rapper likened the experience of making music under such circumstances to sitting in the middle of a hurricane. It was uncomfortable, frightening, and raw. Okay, it was raw, it was transparent, it was just, you know, putting, it was just putting themselves out there. Okay, they were just putting themselves out there. Okay, it was a process of putting themselves out there for the world to see, for the world to really chew on. I mean, it was a moment of vulnerability that they were able to capitalize on, that they were able to use as a stepping stone to further their careers. So this is a very good example for us to really emulate, to, even though we don't want to emulate it in totality, but for us to see that it's not ideal for us to always want to portray that perfect image, that I'm too perfect. Okay, try to make everything around you perfect. It's not always ideal. You can also use those moments of vulnerability to connect and forge bonds with people who you love and people who you share your art with. So now let's go to the second person that we're going to be looking at. And who do you think? Who do you think this person is? Who do you think this person is? I'm going to give you a couple of seconds to take a wild guess, and let me know right there in the live chat box who you think this second person that we're going to be looking at is. This time around, we're going to be looking at a man. Okay, we're going to be looking at somebody who is so well known, who has been an inspiration to many all over the world, and who is currently revered all over the world for his accomplishments. And I'm talking about our very own, yes, our very own. See the way I'm famsing. Our very own. I'm talking about Elon Musk, okay? I'm talking about Elon. Talking about Elon Musk. So, Elon Musk is known all over the world for his various accomplishments. He's a genius. Everybody knows that. He has these visionary ideas that the purpose of these visionary ideas is to take mankind to the next, should I say, to the next level. Okay, come, let me take off this shirt, it's getting hot in here. So that's who Elon Musk is. Okay, he's a genius. He's well known all over the world for his accomplishments and for his visionary, unorthodox ideas. That's who Elon Musk is. He's a CEO, and as you very well know, that CEOs are always known for their presentation styles, for the way they communicate with their audience whenever they have these new and crazy ideas, the way they come out to communicate and to announce their ideas. CEOs are well known and are studied for this moment, so that whoever wants to learn public speaking, the one of the best people you can learn it from is from CEOs. Okay, or when they come out to communicate their ideas, their visionary ideas, ideas that nobody has ever heard of, but they're able to break it down and to communicate these ideas with their audience. One of such examples is the late Steve Jobs. He was well known for his presentation style, for the way he was able to communicate and use a lot of this this communication styles that that were not that was not really seen so much at that time. But Steve Jobs was, perhaps, should I say, an innovator in that space, because he was able to really communicate a lot of these visionary ideas that he had at the time and bring those ideas into life. But when you take a look at Elon Musk and you look at his presentation styles, and you would expect that as a CEO, that there is a standard that society sort of expects from CEOs, to be able to communicate, to be able to express their ideas, to be able to say, to be able to express their visionary ideas. But when you take a look at Elon Musk, what you get is, to be very honest, isn't so much as you'd expect. That's because Elon Musk is known for his awkward presentation style. Okay, the way he communicates, the way he expresses ideas, he's known for that awkwardness on stage. I don't want to say it in a way and give you the impression that that I think it's a bad thing. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play this short excerpt from the unveiling of Tesla Model 3 on March 31st, 2016. So I have this short 44 minutes 44 seconds excerpt, and just listen to it, okay? Because that way you're going to get a better understanding. I can talk all day, but when you listen to it, yeah, we can understand what I'm trying to talk about. So just listen to this, okay?
Really important. It makes a difference if we accelerate the transition to sustainable transport. And beyond global warming, there's just the fact that combustion cars emit toxic gases. And according to an MIT study, there are 53,000 deaths per year in the US alone from auto emissions. So it stands to reason that if a vehicle is spewing toxic gas, that's obviously bad for your health. And so to address this, what we came up with at Tesla was what we call the secret master plan. Yeah. So.
You can hear the way he stutters at some point, the way he struggles to express those ideas, the way you can easily tell that he's nervous. Yes, you can easily tell. Even when you look at it, you can tell. You can tell he's nervous, or he was nervous, and this has become, a like the norm in his presentations. And funny enough, people aren't that bothered about it. In fact, they love him more for it, and I almost perceive that it is because people can relate. You understand? People can relate that, okay, if I were the one on that stage presenting my ideas, nobody has heard of these ideas before. Damn it, I'm gonna be nervous as well. So it's okay for him to be nervous. People can relate with that and say, yes, he's nervous. If I were the one, I'll be nervous too. So that moment where he's vulnerable, where you don't know if he's going to be able to come through with his communication, it's awkward, yes, but the thing is, we have all experienced awkward moments. It's something that we can all relate with. You have experienced an awkward moment in your life. I've experienced an awkward moment in my life. So when I see awkward moments, I can relate with it. I can say, yeah, I've been there before. So, and it also appears that Elon Musk is fine with it himself. Like, he understands himself. He knows that, okay, this is my abilities. This is what I can do. I'm not going to try and hide it. Okay, you can try and improve. The problem is when you try to hide it, when you try to hide your flaws. It's better you put it out there and show the world that you are improving on it over time than you trying to hide it and trying to portray this perfect image. So it's like, if you're okay with your own flaws, with your own imperfections, others are going to be okay with it. But when you start showing insecurity, people now see like something that they can pick on. Whenever they want to make you a target, they see, okay, what is that thing this guy is insecure about, or what is that thing that this lady is insecure about, and they pick on that. But when you're free with yourself, okay, you make those mistakes, you laugh about it, okay, you're cool with it, you look cool, you appear cool, people want to like be around you, people can relate with that. So Elon Musk is one of such perfect examples of people who have been able to make use of the vulnerabilities or their moments of vulnerabilities as a way to connect with their audience, as a way to interact, and as a way to forge deeper bonds with their audience. Again, another thing that Elon Musk does so very well is, even though he is the CEO of these multinationals, of these big companies, he still interacts like with his audience very well on social media. So he posts a lot of these memes. He does a lot of these things that you would not expect someone in his position to do. You would think that he's going to play it safe, and that was my grievance with personal branding earlier in the first half of this podcast. That they tend to want to play it safe, to control the narrative, and in the end you start sounding bland, like boring. Why are you trying so hard to to censor yourself, that sort of thing? People now do that a lot these days. They censor themselves. They don't want to offend anybody. They don't want to say they're walking on eggshells, that sort of thing. No, the the way to go now is to be free, to be the kind of person who is free with his or herself and is able to express his or herself without putting those kind of should I say limitations on oneself, and playing it safe in order for you not to dent your brand image, or that sort of thing. So it is best for one as an artist or as a creative person or individual, whatever it is you're doing, even in your personal relationships, to be willing and able to be vulnerable, or to be willing and able to let your guard down, and be free and express yourself with people. So again, I know that a lot of people have different opinions, and I know you are perhaps one of those people who have your own opinions, and you can also argue. I know you can still bring out valid ideas or valid opinions about why you think vulnerability is a weakness, and I want you to share that with us. Okay, I want you to share that right there in the comment section or in the live chat box, what you think about it. Okay, do you share my perspective, or do you have something different that you want to share with us, that you can give us an opposing opinion that can also give us a broader understanding of what vulnerability is? Because I know in some cases, people people tend to take advantage of your kindness. I know that a lot, and I've experienced that in my life as well, where people just take advantage of you being nice to them, being kind to them, and people see that, okay, why are you nice? Why are you kind? Okay, they see that as weakness in you, and try to capitalize on that. And because of that, people now put this guard up, okay, and 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 put this guard up in order for them not to feel hurt by a lot of the things that they suspect might happen to them if they let their guard down. So a lot of people tend to do this, and but the thing is, inside you want to have fun, inside you want to be yourself, but you're not really sure about the other person, and the other person isn't really sure about you, and both of you are looking at each other, and you can't really bond, you can't really relate with each other, and that relationship is going nowhere, absolutely nowhere, if we keep doing that to ourselves. Okay, so like I said, if you have contrary opinions, definitely share with us here on your number one electronic music station in God knows where. Definitely, you know that every of your ideas, every of your opinions are very, very, very well appreciated. Okay, Also, this this two individuals that we have taken a look at, it's not limited to them. Definitely, you know that there are other examples of people who have been able to capitalize on their moments of vulnerability. And if you also have if you also have examples, ideas of people, of creative individuals who have been able to do this and have been able to use their moments of vulnerability, to forge deeper bonds and to to as a stepping stone in their career. If you have people like this, or you know of people like this, even in your personal life who have been able to do this, okay, feel free to share. Right now, we're going to go for a music break. We're going to go for this music break, and the song you're going to be listening to is titled You Know. So enjoy this one. When we come back, definitely you know that here on your number one electronic music station, there is more talk, more music, and more conversation coming your way right after this break. So enjoy yourself. This song is titled You Know. When we do come back from this one, we are going to be wrapping up for this episode of Blend. So enjoy. Oh, this concluding episode, because now it's starting to feel like a whole. It's when time flies. Oh, like time really, really flies. It's 46 minutes, and like I'm feeling like I just got here. So, yeah, I'm enjoying myself. I hope you are too. So enjoy this song. You know. Welcome back from that music break. You are listening to your number one electronic music station in God knows where, and you're listening to the concluding part of Blend episode 4. The song that you listen to during the music break is titled You Know. And when it comes to talk, when it comes to music, when it comes to conversation, juicy information, gist, knowledge, I got you, okay? You know that I got you and I always got you. That is why I'm gonna going back to the drawing board and I'll be back next week with more talk, more music, and more conversation for us to chew on, for us to get ourselves immersed in, so that we can have a wonderful experience. We can enjoy music at its finest, and we can also have a lot of information at our fingertips for us to make reference to whenever we want to feel like the oh my god. Whenever we want to feel like the cool kids out there, we can always drop this information. We can, do a lot of that. Okay, so information, knowledge is power. Okay, now I'm being serious. Knowledge is power, and that is what we love to share here on Blend. We love to share ideas. We love to share a lot of this knowledge. We love to put minds together and really get to understand a lot of the things happening in our society. And I want to say thank you. Okay, thank you for for being part of this family. Thank you for listening. Thank you for always tuning in. Thank you for showing love and support for what we do here. I really, really appreciate it. I say thank you and God bless you. It has been a wonderful time and I've really enjoyed myself. Time has really flown. It's 54 minutes, and like I said, I feel like I just got here, and that is because I'm having so much fun talking with you and interacting with you. And I want to say thank you for this wonderful experience. I really appreciate it. God bless you. Okay, to be part of this family here on your number one electronic music station in God knows where, all you simply have to do is subscribe. Hit that subscribe button right away, and also don't forget to turn on your live notification bell so that you can get our notifications when we do go live for our podcast. We're being very, very flexible now. We tend to have this should I say inadequacies and a lot of difficulties over here, and we have to work with these difficulties to be able to bring what we bring to the table. And in order for us to do this, in order for us to be able to accomplish this, we have to be very, 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 very flexible. Okay, so do that right away. Hit that subscribe button. Also turn on the live notification bell so that you get our notifications when we go live for our broadcast. So that is all we have time for. That is all we have time for. And I want to say again, thank you once again. I hope that you now have a broader understanding of what it means to be vulnerable, and you can also add this knowledge to the knowledge that you have also acquired yourself, in case you have various varying opinions about what it means to be vulnerable. Definitely, you know that you can share them as well. All we do here is just to share ideas. Nothing, like I said, is set in stone. Everything is just to have have a a pool of ideas that we can pick from, that we can like a knowledge box, like a wealth of ideas. And definitely every of this every of the ideas is welcome. And I want to say thank you once again. I want to say thank you once again for taking time off to be part of this broadcast and to listen. It has been a wonderful, wonderful experience. So, like I said, you know that I got you when it comes to talk, when it comes to music, and when it comes to conversation. I'm gonna be going back to work right away, like this very moment, going back to my routine. Gotta practice. Gonna hit those notes. Gonna play some jazz and play some feel good music. Okay, so I have a lot of fun, but at the same time, I must admit it's really tough. I'm starting to feel the way I felt before my 3 months break. you know, During those 3 months break, I had a lot of time to sleep, to just just sleep and rest, and I felt good. I must admit during those 3 months, but I missed work. Okay, and work, it's tough, I must say, but I enjoy it. And doing this, it's a labor of love, and I really enjoy what I do, and I enjoy spending time with you and sharing this experience with you. So God bless you once again. So I'll be seeing you next week for Blend episode 5. This has been Blend episode 4. And take care of yourself. Do have a wonderful weekend. We still have one more day to go, and that is Sunday. So, enjoy yourself. Do what you do on Sundays. Spend some time with family. Eat some rice. I think, rice is I hear it's the most appropriate diet on a Sunday. I don't know why, but that's what I hear. Okay, so take care. Okay, enjoy yourself. My name is Lázougi. I've been your host here on Blend, here on your number one electronic music station in God knows where. See you next week. God bless you.